The beginning of a story, when you start to read it, it's like a first date. You hope that from the opening lines, the magic will happen and that you will sink into the narrative like a hot bath, giving yourself over entirely. That's what you want, for the author to come right up to you in the dark of your twisted imagination and kiss you on the cheek. That's the dream.
Before we start anything, I want you to say what you are grateful for.
So I'd say I'm grateful for support, like the help of friends. Because obviously, I didn't do everything myself. I'm grateful to God for like sending helpers. I'm grateful that the book is finally out because I wanted it to be out like no, but at some point it looked like it wasn't even going to happen. But then right now it's not. So like grateful for that.
Time will tell you he did it all, but that's bullshit.
I don't know many published artists. Truthfully, he's the first one I've ever sat across from. But the man in front of me is more than a writer. He created something himself, from the title to the content to the cover art. He's a mystery. Most people know him by one name, Alcopop. A name born from curiosity back in 2013. Just a school kid flipping through a dictionary, fascinated by strange words, sounds, and meanings. He wrote it in scrapbooks. He wrote it in jotters. He used it on a secret WordPress blog. And somehow, it stayed. People mispronounce it. They stumble over it. They call him Alcopop. They call him Alcapofi. Whatever, you name it. He doesn't care.
Some people say things like Alcopop, Alcopop,
Wow.
like and I'm like, where's the A at? Like, you get past.
But why do you think they mispronounce it? Because why do you think?
I think they mispronounce it because basically they do not take their time to like read it. They just like look at it at a glance and they're like, what's this way? Probably Alka. Before they look at it, well, they've already said Alka.
You correct them, cry, they still come back and say,
Yes, some people start with them. You see Alka Pupu, Alka Pop, Alka Pop was a name I found somewhere, maybe it could be 2012, 2013, thereabout. I used to like reading my dictionary. Like, my teachers often say that I don't read your dictionary, but me, I used to like flip through the dictionary and see words. And I'd be like, oh, like this word, how can I use it in a sentence and stuff like that. So I would often be seeing new words, and I've always been fascinated by words. So one time I saw the word Alcopop and I was like, I've never heard it before, I've never seen it before, I've never heard anyone using it before. So it's unique. So like, what does it mean? And I saw the definition. I was like, this definition is specific. So at some point, I started writing on my jotter, so I was in GHS. And then it got to a point when I think, fast forward to uni, someone created a blog for me and then was asking me if I had a pen name. And I was like, oh, I don't have a pen name, just like good draw. First I was like, nah. Like, I remember like I was holding that name somewhere. I was like, let me just use that one. And it was just casual. I was like, just for the blog. But before I knew it, it became stuck on me, and I used it for my IG, my Twitter, because I had my blog before my IG, before my Twitter, everything. So yeah.
Under that name is an artist who guards his peace with sharp teeth. When I asked him about the rumors, the whispers, the people always trying to decode him, his response was cold and clean. If you talk about me, if you spread false news about me, you can choke on your words. And in that moment, I understood something. This man is not just a writer. He is a walking token hazard. And today, we are going to find out why.
So you asking me this question is funny because I feel like I've probably written something that presupposes that I'm a token hazard. And I think I remember it's probably a Substack post. But let me just say this. Honestly, right? I believe that I am And also, likely, I don't believe it. But then the reason I say I believe it is that this is the reason why I wrote that. So I think it was a Substack post, right?
Yes,
So this is the reason why I wrote it because as at then, right, I was thinking of the fact that like there are often times in my life when people are like talking about me. I'm like, why are they talking about me? They're gossiping.
And I can't change.
I'm just the kind of person that I feel like if you talk about it, you can't joke. Like, because if you're talking about me with no purpose, like that's why it might not be true, but that's why I like to keep. If you are not talking about me, like what's thing about me, spreading falsehood about me, you can
choke on
you
your
can
words.
joke on your words. That's the mentality I had when I wrote that.
Okay,
Like,
that's
joking
nice.
hazard, we get so
That's nice.
it's like something I can't do away with. I write like every single day, even if I don't write something sensible. I'm writing something nonsense. I'm writing.
Before the published book, before the official title in 2017, before the spring 2026 launch, there was just a kid with a diary. Imagine writing your most private thoughts as a teenager, only for your classmates to pass the notebook around like entertainment. At first, it annoyed him. Joel is careful about who gets access to his mind. But then, something unexpected happened. One classmate took his writing home, and that classmate's mother sent compliments.
Well, first I was a bit annoyed because I didn't really want everyone to be. I had like a selection. Like I've always been that kind of person. It's a few people like see one. It's not in my book, and the man came and told me like this is doing things. So, like those things were like very encouraging. Like people who like young people, my their parents like they take my work. Yes. So I felt like just was like this.
That tiny moment became a spark. People believed in his pen before he fully believed in himself. But every story meets resistance. And Joel's resistance was familiar to many raised on this continent.
They just don't let you be who you are in the sense that most friends, in the sense, they have a way they want you to be or who they want you to be. So it's like they are trying to like shape you into something that they envision in their head that you should become. And they don't take their time to see who you are, what your abilities are. So like it took my father so long to know that like I write well. It took him so long. And that was like in my twenties and I'm like, bro, like I'm my dad, they're supposed to know. So it's like they try to like shape you into something that happened in their head. Let's maybe their ancestral dreams. Maybe your dad wanted a doctor. He wasn't able to be a doctor. So like, okay, now I'm passing on the baton to you be a doctor. You get instead of like learning to know who you are, what you want, how you can get there, they are forcing on the path on which you might feel. And when they are feeling it's like in their head, they have times like, why can't you just become? But everyone is different. Like you are a product of your parents, but they are not your parents.
His parents didn't understand the dream. When he said he wanted to write, his mother asked, who is going to read? Who is going to buy? Even now as a published author, they still don't fully know how far he has come. So he created in silence. He turned art into therapy. He used words as an escape from a life trying to fit into a box.
It's almost like when the heavy of life comes, or the basic life comes, they just say that now graduates are like quiet. They like to put graduates. Just when people are not really like, yeah, Jesus. That is a very integral part of me. I find it therapeutic. And it's something I like to partake in. I wish I was an artist. I really wish I was.
Then university hit hard.
I was supposed to graduate certain point. I couldn't graduate from my PhD. I stayed one more semester or something. Like I think that semester I wrote a very vulnerable post about how I felt about not graduation. That's what like my friends are graduating, like the whole list had come. Like everyone's like, oh like first class, second class. But then I was happy that my name wasn't on the list because I was like, If it was on the list, I'll probably be at 10th out or pass, and I don't want anyone to see that. Yeah, so my name wasn't on the list, but I remember going to like my registration officer's office, and then it was like, he doesn't think I'll graduate like yes, I'll graduate. It's like because I failed a research. Like I did a research and I failed a research. I was like, I'm not graduate. I couldn't even cry. I was just standing there. I just got out of the room. Yeah, I was like, so I remember calling my dad, telling him that I want to quit school. And then he couldn't really say anything. He was like, you know what, call me the next day. I told him again. He was like, I'm driving. So I was like, he just didn't want to hear it. So I was like, cool. So then fast forward, I wrote that vulnerable piece about not being able to graduate, and I was recounting memories of uni, how I felt, and the things I did that made me feel fulfilled. I'm helping in like there's this thing we do in ICC camp, which is called like Covenant Family. So like I was a coordinator. There were so many things I did that made me feel so, and all those things like sort of grounded me. They helped me to, at least even if the school thing wasn't going well for me, I felt like those things gave me fulfillment. Those things like kept me there. So yeah, so later on 2020 thereabout, I started writing the book. I was like, okay, now first of all, Alcopop is going to be like my blog posts, like all my blog posts of my years of suffering put together. So that's how I started. But then at some point, I was done and I was not satisfied with the exchange. So I spoke with an artist. Some of you may know her. She's called Poetry Santua. Yeah, and then we had like a 1 hour call where she was sharing the fact that she likes my work, but at some point it fell flat. If I'm willing, it's like,
Graduation slipped through his hands. Some people break after moments like this. Jewel wrote, he published something deeply personal online, and it exploded. Views came in, strangers connected, new minds found him. And inside that painful season, he discovered something dangerous. His gift was real. He openly dislikes how nosy, judgmental, and invasive human beings can be. Yet somehow, he studies them better than most. When people vent to him, he listens. When they dump chaos on him, he absorbs it. Then he does something rare. He turns ordinary pain into powerful language. He transforms struggles into poetry. The kind of poetry that lands in thousands of hearts. He bleeds on the page.
Yeah, it's basically very much how I think it's good, how someone has taken because of how they feel. Most of the time, I sort of like absorb people's feelings. Like someone shares that like suicide and I absorb it. And based upon that, I write something. Sad, or maybe a movie you watch and show this. For me, it's very much. But then you just sort of polish it up a bit to make it good. If you write as if you're talking, it's like someone being that. I feel like that's a difference. My thinking was because like if I'm venting to someone, I can overwhelm the person. But if I'm venting in the form of poetry, it's like people resonate and then it's like, yeah, it's like, sure.
Being around human beings though, that's more complicated for him. He openly dislikes how nosy, judgmental, and invasive human beings can be. Yet somehow, he studies them better than most. Writing a book became the heaviest work of his life. Emotionally draining, financially stressful, beautiful, ugly. The best and worst season of his career at the same time. I asked him this, does stepping into this industry scare you? He looked at me and answered without blinking. That is the difference. The unpublished creator waits for perfection. The published creator moves while afraid, or refuses fear entirely. One dreams, the other delivers.
like published artists are mostly also have to apart from like putting financial constraints aside, I feel like the published artists are those who just put their work out there because there's something they say like put it out there, you can perfect it. So published artists are the ones who get to do that, like put it out there, they let it see. They're not afraid of like worldwide critique. And then the unpublished ones are either probably they are constrained or they are afraid of putting work there because they feel like it's not perfect. They are waiting for it to be there.